What's up guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Kai Bax. I actually own a multi-six-figure e-commerce social media marketing agency, and I actually also have this YouTube channel where I teach people exactly like you how to start and build your e-commerce agency to six and multi-six figures. And in this video guys, what I'm going to be covering is exactly how you can basically guarantee yourself 3 to 4 meetings with highly qualified e-commerce brands every single week. Now, as always guys, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm posting every other day on the channel e-com agency specific content completely free. Look, I'm not gonna waste your time, let's dive straight into it. I'm gonna talk about 3 points in this video guys, and each and every point you must implement. If you do one of them without the other 2, or you do 2 of them without the last one, whatever it is, it won't work. You have to ensure that you implement each and every point in order to literally guarantee yourself 3 to 4 e-commerce meetings per week, as long as you stay consistent. So look, let's dive straight into it. First things first, this is one of the most important things, okay? You have to make outreach a priority. Now, you guys know me on this channel, I'm very practical, I am very, hands-on, and really just give you guys the most practical tips possible on how to build a 6-figure e-com agency. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, this isn't gonna help me. But trust me, you have to make outreach a priority, right? Because when you're starting out your agency, whether you're in local lead gen or e-com, this is more of a universal tip if you like, but when you're starting out your agency, if your goal, which it should be, if your goal is to get more clients, as I say, which it should be, then you have to make outreach your priority, because at that point, nothing else matters, okay? I get it way too many times, students of the Quantum Agency program, they ask me like, Kai, how do I structure my tax? What accountant should I be using? Or this and this. I'm like, how many clients have you got? And obviously they're in the program, so they've got the best e-com outreach methods. They've got the best just e-com agency program there is. So for the most part, they've either got 1 or 2 clients at a minimum. But even at that point, they still want to get more clients. So even then, even though they've got 1 or 2 clients, they're still focusing on the wrong things. They shouldn't be worrying about how to structure tax. They shouldn't be worrying about getting accountants on board, because, or anything else for that matter. They're just some arbitrary examples, but literally anything else, nothing else matters. If you've got 0 clients, then you have to focus on outreach. But even if you've got 1 or 2 clients, you want to get more, you want to start, you want to scale that, whatever that income equates to, maybe it's 4,000 a month, you want to take that to 8,000, 10, 16, 20, whatever it is, you have to focus on outreach. You have to make that a priority. Nothing else matters. And so, as I say, if you do the remaining 2 points that we'll cover in this video, but you don't make outreach a priority, then it doesn't matter, because you're not going to get the meetings that you want. You're not going to get the clients that you want, because you're not making it a priority. You may do 1 outreach here, may say 1 email there, or 1 loom over there, whatever, and it's just not consistent enough. You're not making it a priority. So first things first, you have to make outreach a priority. Now, point number 2, you have to triple down. This is super important. You have to triple down on an outreach method that has been proven to work time and time again. You do not want to reinvent the wheel. Don't go ahead and try some completely new outreach method if you're just starting out and your main focus is to get clients. When you're starting out, your main focus, obviously, as I say, is to get clients. And in order to get clients, you need to be setting meetings. So the way that you want to go ahead and set those meetings is by just tripling down on something that's been proven to work time and time again. That is literally the only way you are going to ever get any e-com clients, is by tripling down on what has been proven to work, okay? Because as I say, in order to get a client, at the end of the day, you need to be setting a multitude of meetings, i.e. 3 to 4 meetings per week. And so in order to do that, you do not want to be, trying some new outreach method or reinventing the wheel in any way, shape or form. What you want to be doing is tripling down on something that has been proven to work time and time again. And for those of you in the Quantum Leap e-com agency program, you guys have the best outreach methods for e-commerce. The best, hands down. Nothing else in the world will beat the outreach methods that we go through in the Quantum Agency program. And so you guys in the program must triple down on those methods because they've been proven time and time again to work. It's how I've got every single one of my ecom clients. I break absolutely everything down in that program, exactly how I've built my ecom agency to multiple 6 figures per year, okay, profit. So I firsthand know that they work, but also so many students in that program are leveraging those outreach methods and they are getting ridiculous results. And really that's just gone ahead and just solidified the fact that they are proven time and time again, because I've used them. I've built my ecom agency to multiple 6 figures, okay, with those methods that I literally give you, lay out everything on the table in the program. But also students have gone through the program, they're using it and they are getting just ridiculous results. So that just completely shows you that it's proven to work time and time again. So you must triple down on those outreach methods because they are proven. It will work. If you put the time and effort into implementing those outreach methods, it's gonna work. There's a multitude of proven outreach methods, so it's gonna work. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. You know, you don't need to go out and try and create this big outreach method system where, you know, they opt into a landing page and then you send them to somewhere else, they watch a video and then, you know, you then reach out to them via an email and then you do X, Y, and Z and then you get them on the call. You don't need to do that, okay? The two main ones in the program, we discuss a lot more, and obviously everything's in ridiculously deep detail, but the two main ones for e-commerce, email and Loom outreach. They're the two main ones. Again, in the program, I discuss a lot more in detail, but they're the two main ones. Guys, it works, okay? When you do it right, when you do it correctly, it works. You do not need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to your outreach. You do not need to try different approaches. You don't need to do different things. Email and Loom outreach and triple down on those methods because they work. I have built my ecom agency to multiple 6 figures using those two methods and a few others, but those two methods. The students in my program are using those two methods and they are scaling their ecom agency to 6 and multi 6 figures, okay? You do not need to reinvent the wheel. Don't feel as though you need to do these big extravagant outreach processes and whatnot. Simple email and Loom outreach. Make sure you're always reaching out to the owner directly and make sure you're always reaching out to qualified e-commerce brands. And that's it, that's all you need to do, okay? In your email, structure it in a way where, you know, I've got a multitude of videos on this channel talking about the way that I structure my emails and how to conduct email outreach, so I don't want to blab on too much about it in this video, but as I say, just build out your email scripts where it's gonna catch the owner's attention. You need to put yourself in their shoes, okay? Put yourself in their shoes and understand that you are some random person reaching out to them they've never heard of before. So you need to catch their eye and you need to sort of ignite a flame inside of them that makes them want to get on the call with you. If you don't do that, they're just gonna read it and just put it in the bin. They're gonna delete the email. That's it, okay? So you need to ignite a flame inside of them. The way that you do that, the way that I personally do it, again, the way that I teach it in the program, is by putting yourself in the receiver's shoes. Once you've constructed your email, read through it in their through their eyes and just be very blunt with yourself and just ask yourself, would I read this and would that motivate me to set a meeting with this person for 45 minutes? Would that motivate me to take 45 minutes out of my time to get on a meeting with them? Don't be biased because you wrote the emails. Don't be nice on yourself. Be very blunt, because at the end of the day, nobody else it's not going to hurt anyone else, or the only person that's going to get hurt is you, because you're being blindsided by what you're doing. Basically, the point that I'm trying to get across is that you need to put your ego to the side and just be very blunt with yourself. Read through the emails that you've constructed from the through the receiver's eyes, and just simply ask yourself, would you be motivated enough to take 45 minutes out of your time to book in a meeting with them, okay? That's what you need to be doing with email, but that's within email. The point that I'm trying to get across in this video is that you don't want to reinvent the entire outreach process, because you don't need to. Triple down on email, triple down on Loom outreach, because these methods have been time and time again proven to work. Now, moving on to the third and final point that I have for you guys in order for you to consistently be able to generate 3 to 4 e-commerce meetings per week is to diversify your outreach. In the previous point, I talked about tripling down on methods that have been proven to work time and time again, and you need to do that, but you've got to understand that, especially for e-commerce, there's more than one method that works. Some methods aren't as efficient as others. For example, Loom outreach on cold just isn't as efficient as email outreach on cold, because obviously Loom, it takes a lot longer. You just cannot reach out to the same amount of people that you could with a cold email. So hence Loom isn't as efficient as email, but you've got to understand that it still works. So you don't want to entirely disregard it, because it still works. What you need to do is diversify your outreach in a strategic way, where you put 80% of your time into what works, put 80% of your time into what is most efficient and what's most effective. For me, cold email outreach is the most efficient and the most effective. And obviously, again, that's what I teach in the program, is like to triple down on the email outreach the way that I teach it in the program. So put 80% of your time on email outreach, because that's the most efficient and effective. But then in addition to that, as I said, you don't want to disregard other outreach methods just because they're not as efficient. So what you want to do in that case is do 80% of your time on email outreach, and then do, 10% of your time, for example, on Loom outreach, and then another 10% of your time on some other sort of outreach. Again, if you're in the program, you guys know what outreach I'm talking about, or inbound method that I'm talking about, you guys know. So as I say, like, do 80% on email outreach because that's the most efficient and effective, and then you still want to incorporate those other methods, because what will happen when you diversify your outreach, what will happen is you'll hit different kind of pain points, you'll hit different value points for e-com brands, because you've got to understand that people react differently to different stimulus. So what I mean by that is, like, sometimes a plain text email will resonate on a high level with e-com client A, but with e-com client B, just some text on a screen doesn't hit pain points for them, doesn't really motivate them in any way, shape or form. However, video and audio, when they can see you talking about their specific business, highly, highly personalized, and that you're comparing their business with a competitor, all that type of stuff, that will then resonate on a high level with e-com client B, but not e-com client A. So as I say, you don't want to entirely disregard Loom outreach, for example, just because it's not efficient. Rather, just structure your entire outreach in a way that it becomes efficient overall, but you're still diversifying your outreaches by leveraging the different methods, but you're using it in the most efficient and effective way. So as I say, implement each and every one of these points that I talked about in this video. And genuinely, if you stay consistent at it, okay, you stay consistent at implementing these 3 points, you will be able to generate anywhere from if we're being serious, I'm being very honest and transparent with you guys, like I am on this channel. You could generate anywhere from 2 to 7 e-commerce meetings per week. 3 to 4 e-com meetings per week is kind of just like a sweet spot, but I've personally had it up to where I've generated, I think my highest week just from implementing these methods was like just over 10 meetings in 1 week. And then obviously the students in the Quantum Agency program, Quantum Leap e-com agency program, are consistently, as I say, generating anywhere from around 2 to 7 meetings per week. Okay, so they do that because they implement everything I talked about, as well as, obviously I go into a just ridiculously deep detail in the program. Really, if you go into that program, there is no way you will not be successful with your e-com agency, given that you stay consistent. Anyway, besides the point, implement those 3 points that I went through in this video. So first things first, making outreach a priority. Second thing, tripling down on outreach methods that have been proven to work time and time again. And number 3, making sure that you diversify your outreach in an efficient and effective manner, and stay consistent at doing those 3 things. And guys, I promise you, you will be able to generate anywhere from 2 to 7 e-commerce meetings every single week. Obviously, you've got your qualification and lead prospecting processes in there as well, that I didn't touch on in this video. That's just as big a part of getting a client on board as the physical email that you send out or the physical Loom that you send out. Obviously though, for you guys in the program, just go ahead, watch those modules, and you've got literally the best e-com outreach entire process there. So as I say guys, I hope that helps. I hope this kind of motivates you and shows you just how easy it is to get just a ridiculous amount of e-commerce meetings by implementing the correct things and going about things in the correct way. So as I say, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.